Haya ni mambo mazuri tuyafanye. Yaumul Jumaa ni siku bora mno, siku tukufu, siku ambao ni siku kuu katika ummati Muhammadi. Na katika tusisahau katika mambo ambayo tutakayoyafanya, tukithirishe dua. Tuna matatizo mengi, tuna maradhi, kuna shida hii ya COVID-19. Tumuombe Mwenyezi Mungu kwa rehema zake na ukubwa wake na utukufu wa Allah aondoe haya maradhi, alete amani na afya. Wabillahi taufiki, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The procedure of reporting assets to Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. Write an email to holders at ufaa.go.ke to request your profile to be created. Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. Receive, safeguard, reunite. Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Wacha tufanye hivi. Kile naona, wacha basi nikupeleke shopping kesho. Tuweze tukaangalia kile ambacho tutanunua hadi pale pesa zitakapoisha. Sawa?
Uko kazini? Sisi mshahara uingia kila tarehe 26.
Hivi kweli? Basi mimi na bahati.
Your brother deals drugs. Wake up. You even saw him use.
Dad framed him. Find the killer and you're a free bird.
I don't take threats from toddlers, Tiff.
KBC, in collaboration with the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, is broadcasting enhanced out-of-class learning on radio, television and online. Catch the lessons every weekday on KBC Channel 1 from 2 to 4 p.m. on KBC English Service and 15 FM from 9:15 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Radio Taifa from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. KBC English Service, Radio Taifa and 15 FM are also available countrywide on the free-to-air Signet digital TV platform, or log on to www.kbc.co.ke for live streaming, or download the KBC Online app on Google Play Store. Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, ensuring learning no matter what.
This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
Let us get this right.
Shut up, Julia. Quit behaving like a class 4 kid, and woman up. Farah, you were saying?
Thank you, Nyanji. If I told you that you're my hero, you are my chicken. When I grow up, I just want to be like you.
Hey, Mwalimu, those are really big names. Hey, I wish I could be smart like you.
Yeah, if you're having this skin disease, how comes you cannot say it?
What kind of stupid question is that? That is because I'm wearing clothes. Idiot.
Look, Julia, I'm really sorry. I didn't think they'll use this information against you.
No one is killing anyone here.
I would if I were in her shoes.
What are you doing? Wait, she's young. Can you stop laughing and help Farah out of that mess?
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
Mimi ni mwanabiashara, niko na club inaitwa Miami Garden Resorts na iko located Matu. Tulipokuja tukajenga tukafikia almost finishing. Equity walituongelesha wakatuambia investment mmeweka hapa, tunaweza taka pia tukue partners na nyinyi. Wakatupatia boost. 2019 ndio tulifungua sasa. Miami ilikuwa ndio talk of the Matu. After ile support ya Equity ilibidi tu kustrangu sana. Kutoka mwezi wa pili, before hiyo mwezi ishe, mwezi wa tatu hivi, corona pia tukaanza kujiuliza sasa, hapa tuko na Equity, tuko na staff. Before tujue ya kufanya, wakakuja tena wakatupatia hiyo hope ya kwamba imesimama hapo kutushikilia. Mwanzo walikuja wakasema tu apply tupewe 3 months bila kulipa. Wakatuambia sio limit, in case ikifika huko na kuja change we can still extend Si kama kuna bank ingine ningeenda ingefikiria vile hiyo walifikiria.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on Channel 1 Lunchtime News. My name is Betty Kiptum, and Simon Karotha is my colleague on the sign language interpretation. During this bulletin, we have quite a lot lined up for you, including live reports from the field, including the title deeds that are being given out on community land at Laikipia. Beatrice Gatonye is on the ground there, as well as the latest on the ambassador's vetting. We have our very own Ben Chumba, who is standing by for that. But first, we start off in Mombasa County, where the Universal Health Coverage Conference is going on. Remember that at this time, that Big Four agenda, part of the Big Four agenda pillar, that is the Universal Health Coverage, is going on. There is that conference that is going on. Our reporter, Junei Karisa, is in Mombasa with the latest on that UHC conference. Karisa, what's the latest?
Good afternoon. We're coming to you live from the White Sands Hotel, where today the Council of Governors, as well as the Ministry of Health, today they are meeting to deliberate on the universal health coverage that was launched by President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2018. This program, the UHC, was launched by President Uhuru and was piloted in 4 counties, Machakos, and we want to hear how is it doing so far. Currently, what we know of is that the Council of Governors is meeting the Ministry of Health to share some of their resolutions, some of their proposals on how this particular program should be implemented. One of the contentious issues, of course, is the funding per particular county. You understand that Kenyans have to be enrolled under the NHIF cover, then so that it can be used to foster the UHC. However, that fact has not yet been put in place. So we want to know how has it been so far, and of course, and what are some of the resolutions that these governors are proposing to ensure that the UHC is adequately implemented in across all the 47 counties. Another thing also to note is that the UHC was supposed to be implemented across referral hospitals in each particular counties. They have about some square meters that's supposed to be there. So there is supposed to be an increase in hospitals, and Kenyans have to be registered under the NHIF for this particular cover to work. But why is it going to work, and how much is needed so that that particular monies can be used to cushion Kenyans when it comes to free access to free medication in the country? I'm joined by Machakos Governor to just give us just a snippet. Is it working, and going forward, what can the government do to ensure that this particular UHC is gotten by each and every Kenyan here without any hurdle? Karibu sana. So how has it been so far, and what are some of your proposals going forward?
So far it's good. We had a very heated discussion this morning because we are looking at what they're suggesting to us, a full NHIF model, whereby every person basically carries an insurance card, either paid for the government or individually, which is okay. But most of us are proposing a hybrid system, whereby people are paid for and provision of health care is provided 100%, others pay for it. For me, I was part of the counties that were in this pilot. UHC has succeeded in Machakos 100%. We even have a Machakos Cancer Center, because we realized from the monies that we have, we're already paying the doctors, hiring the doctors. We already had the buildings. We were building more hospitals. We were providing services. So all we needed was to get more money, about 1 billion shillings, for medication. because all the others were taken care of. We already had ambulances and everything. We already had the equipment. But I'm a bit frustrated because the pilot section of Machakos has not been put into consideration. They have jumped straight to NHIF. They have gone to an insurance model. You know what I mean? That is affordable. Who said that is affordable? Because for me, if I was the president of this country, and that is why I'm running for president of this country, is to do it like how they do it in the West. Yes, you can have the insurance model and competition and everything, but you can put money, 50 billion, 100 billion in the budget. Who says we cannot afford it? We can afford to build roads, we can afford to build railways, we can afford to buy guns, missiles, jets. You know what I mean? If we commit as a country, we want each and every child, mother of this country to receive quality health care, all at the same level, it can be done.
Governor, how much are we looking at per each particular county for this thing to work?
Well, for me, I would have said 1 billion shillings per county, about 50 billion shillings. We need slightly more money, maybe the first year, 100 billion as a consolidated fund, such that now each county can bring up to standards its healthcare. The problem is that some counties are well ahead, like Machakos. Others are way behind because the governors or whoever was there the first time did not invest heavily on insurance, on health. So it's a catch-22. But for me, it is all a political will. We are discussing the hybrids. We are discussing actually the NHIF model now. They are shoving it down our throats. Governors, in the morning, we decided we don't want it that way. We want it to be a hybrid system. Let's pay for some, let's then pay for some. So as the meeting continues, maybe by the time the president comes tomorrow, we'll have come to an agreement. But for me, I'm scared that we are creating a class system. We're creating a social class system. Kama wewe ni mtu wa chini, wewe ni mtu wa bodaboda, wewe ni mtu wa rejareja, wewe ni mtu unafanya biashara ya hapa na pale. Majority of my brothers and sisters, wewe maisha yako utakuwa unapata kadi, but you can only be treated up to this level. Ukiwa na pesa, you get more money, you are treated to a higher level. Kwa hivyo maskini atakufa, tajiri ataishi. That is what I'm against. And so it is a good thing, but we have to do it properly.
Those are powerful sentiments from Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua here at the White Sands Hotel, where the Council of Governors are meeting the Ministry of Health to deliberate on how a commoner, a Kenyan like me, can get access to free health cover. Of course, the money's issues are contentious issues. The medical insurance policy, they're saying that NHIF is refusing to remit money to the counties. That is their biggest impediment. So they are still deliberating. Since morning, we have been waiting for an address. It's a closed door meeting. So of course, they will give us a communique later on, and we'll give you more update on some of the proposals they have come to an understanding with the Ministry of Health. But for now, back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Junaid Karisa. They are coming to us from the White Sands in Mombasa with the latest on that intergovernmental forum on the universal health coverage, and just interviewing the Machakos governor there, Alfred Mutua, with him just saying that he is against the insurance model, and he wants the government to set aside more funds to ensure that the counties are able to implement the UHC. Of course, Junaid Karisa will be bringing us the details of what comes out of that meeting both today and tomorrow. Now, moving on to other news, truck drivers plying the Kenya-Tanzania route via Namanga border are calling on the government to step in and end what they term as mistreatment at the one-stop crossing. The drivers claim they have been subjected to inhumane conditions at the border since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, with the situation being worsened by delay in getting coronavirus test results.
Long queues at the Kenya-Tanzania Namanga one-stop border are still being witnessed as truck drivers here cry foul over what they term as unnecessary frustrations.
Shida kubwa tunayopitia hapa ni kila wakati tunapimwa, tunalazimishwa kupima hii corona, na tunapimwa, inafika mahali unakuta unaanza kubreed, unaanza kutoa damu, kichwa kinauma.
They claim the COVID-19 screening process at the border is not swift, and one can wait for weeks before being cleared.
Tunapima COVID, matokeo hayatoki kwa wakati. Nimekaa 1 wiki na siku 2, sawa. Mpaka leo ndo majibu yamekuja.
Those that very perishable goods end up incurring huge losses.
Tumeshindwa kutunza familia zetu sababu kama unaenda upande wa Tanzania, wao wamesema hamna corona na serikali yetu ikasema iko corona. Tukasema lazima tutii serikali yetu, tukapima. Tukienda Tanzania tunalazimishwa kununua permit kwa 50,000 yao. Kama unalipwa 3,000 ya Kenya, umebaki na nini?
Unalazimishwa kila dereva awe na smartphone ndio apate majibu. Je, kama una uwezo kununua smartphone utafanyaje? Tuache kazi za udereva.
Tena are we guinea pigs to be unapimwa kila dakika? Hamna watu wengine wa kupima? Nataka nijue kabisa serikali inachukua madereva namna gani.
It is a tedious process that has forced the truck drivers seek the intervention of the national government. The truckers say all they want is an uncomplicated screening process to facilitate their frequent journeys through the two neighboring countries. Kamche Menza for Channel 1 News.
Now, Busia Governor Sospita Ojamong attributes the surge in COVID-19 cases in the country to lack of prompt funding of counties by the national government. According to Ojamong, the delay in disbursement of funds to counties weakened the regional government's mitigation against the pandemic.
Spiraling of COVID-19 confirmed cases in the country are scary, with positivity rate trickling to 13% in just a month. Busia Governor Sospita Ojamong now says this surge would have been stemmed if the national government had offered the timely financial assistance required by counties to bolster their preparedness.
Political mood also was so bad that people are eager to start listening to political messages. But we say, but the government should at least put guidelines and enforce them. It's coming back with those strict guidelines. They should come back so that our people should be safe.
According to Ojamong, the national government didn't take mass testing seriously, and its delay in disbursing funds to regional governments hampered their ability to procure COVID-19 personal protective gears for their healthcare workers.
When it comes as it's a monopoly, but it doesn't have all the reagents, all those things that are required. And then the threats that were extended to county governments. If you don't purchase from KEMSA, you are liable to a fine of 3 million. And then might be 5 years in prison on board. You know, you are left in a very awkward position. What do you do? The circumstances.
Ojamong spoke in Busia while receiving masks donation from well-wishers. He urged Kenyans to adhere to national government COVID-19 preventive measures in averting the spread of the contagious virus. Irene Muchuma Odim, Channel 1.
Irene Muchuma Odim there brings us to our first break here on Channel 1 Lunchtime News. We'll be back with more news, including local, business and sports news. Stay with us.
If we didn't get the funding from Equity, the COVID pandemic would have been a big hit to us.
Next on.
Since you got married by joint tenancy, we have to dissolve the marital partnership. And that's going to include returning half of this office.
We say if you want to be helped, join Equity.
Ningependa tuzungumzie kutowadhalilisha wenzetu.
Mtu ambaye ni mwenye kuwanufaisha watu ni mtu ambaye hapendi kudhalilisha watu wala hapendi vile vile kujidhalilisha.
لا نحتاج المال كي نزداد جمالا جوهرنا هنا
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
And everything that's going on.
Actually, I can't really talk.
Amani will always be my grandchild.
How? If Wanjala is not part of the family anymore.
I'm going to see my best. So you ni uongo yako ama ni yangu? Yeah, sawa. Sijisikii na details.
If the man was maybe honest, I wouldn't have to stoop this low, following him around like some stalker. You don't talk to him.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
It's a boy Hasko. Kama vipi mtu wangu, karibu tena kwenye mpango mzima wa burudani.
Sina mtungi nikata, uzito mapenzi mimi mwenyewe na ujua.
Zangu nimezianzia mbali, lakini naweza sema mwanzo wangu kabisa nilifika katika Shirko Media. Huo ndo mwanzo wangu wa kazi zangu za music.
Kwanza ni prayers, pili ni hard work, tatu ni hard work, nne ni hard work. Yeah.
Jerry, Sherry, songea karibu niku.
Tulia, punguza pressure mpenzi. Tulia, punguza moto na nini. Tulia.
Welcome back. You are watching Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Now, Kenya Power loses 220 million shillings every month due to the illegal connections to the national grid in the Central Rift region. Kenya Power County Business Manager Engineer Henry Pwani warns employees and individuals found guilty of aiding fraud, illegal connections and other crimes will be arrested and prosecuted as stipulated by law.
Over 100 Kenya Power employees have been sacked in the Central Rift region for being involved in illegal power supplies. Applicants involved in the shady deals have their homes and businesses connected to the national electricity grid using stolen poles and conductors from other lines or Kenya Power stores. Speaking during a crackdown of illegal power connections in Nakuru County, Kenya Power County Business Manager Engineer Henry Pwani read the Riot Act to the employees and individuals engaging in the illegality, noting that Kenya Power loses 220 million shillings every month due to the illegal connections in the Central Rift region.
This exercise is also to ensure that Kenya Power gets the finances that it requires so that we can maintain our lines and ensure that our lines are reliable. And also we do that work according to the law. That's the Energy Act 2016.
Engineer Pwani noted illegal connections are overstretching the national grid.
We have a challenge with third-party interference. We have electricians who've taken upon themselves to do the work of Kenya Power. And these are mainly people who are doing substandard installations. Our message to them is that we will not tire. We will do everything, and including apprehending them and taking them to the court of law so that they can be charged, and necessary litigation can be done so that this habit can come to an end.
The operations was carried out jointly by Kenya Power security personnel and officers drawn from the National Police Service. Theft of electricity attracts a fine of 1 million shillings. Those who tamper with or break electricity meters will be fined 50,000 Kenya shillings.
We want to encourage our customers all over. If you want to apply for power, please come to Kenya Power. We will take you through the necessary measures so that once you are connected, you have a contract with us. And we will ensure that the power that we install for you is safe for your use. Safety for you and also safety for your property.
The national government has put health workers in Narok County on the spot for illegally conducting female genital mutilation on young girls. Labour Chief Administrative Secretary Patrick Olentutu says locals have turned to hospitals for the service since area chiefs have barred them from the exercise in villages. Olentutu said stern action will be taken on those propagating the retrogressive right.
In 2011, Kenya passed into law prohibition of female genital mutilation and imposed tough penalties on anyone abetting the practice. Narok County is, however, witnessing a growing trend of FGM operations in hospitals. Health workers in Narok County are reportedly conducting the exercise undercover to bypass the strict enforcement of the ban by chiefs in the area. While in Narok, Labour and Social Protection Chief Administrative Secretary Patrick Olentutu wants anyone with information on the FGM culprits to report to government agencies.
Watoto wengi bado wanakeketwa. Hii sijaisikia mimi. Ati nimeambiwa siku hizi sio wale wakina mama wa zamani. Ati kuna daktari ambao ama nurses ambao wanaenda kukata wasichana. Honestly, a nurse must be working with government. Ama ni vipi?
Olentutu wants the youth and elders to be at the forefront in ending the societal vice.
Kama kuna nurses ambayo bado wanaenda kutahiri watoto usiku, bas hawa mambo mawili. Na nafikiri DCC uko hapa. Mimi nataka tupate hiyo majina kwa sababu wakati ile ulikuwa unaongea au wanasema wanajua. Si weka mkono juu niambie tu majina 3 tufute hawa kazi na tuweke hawa ndani.
Gender Chief Administrative Secretary Rachel Shebesh said 22 counties which were marked as FGM hotspot should work together in ending the practice.
Focus yetu is the girl child. And until msichana afike miaka 18 is the property of the state. Mpaka afike 18 wasichana wengi wazee msikize. Mpaka afike miaka 18 huyo mtoto ni wa Uhuru. Sasa yeye ndio president, yeye ndio state. So Uhuru akisema wasichana wasikatwe kwa katiba amepewa hiyo nguvu.
Na tunaomba zile idara za kusupport the youth fund, uwezo fund, tumeambia hawa wachaneni na hizi visu, mkuje mujaze pesa ya uwezo fund waende kuweka biashara zingine, sababu biashara ya ukeketaji ni hasara.
Irene Mchuma, Odim, Channel 1.
We now move to Kajiado County, where a women empowerment empowerment forum is going on. It's on public participation on the budget-making process. Ben Troy Njue is right there and is bringing us the latest report. Ben Troy, over to you.
Good afternoon, Betty Kiptum back in studio, and indeed we are coming to you from county number 34, that is the great county of Kajiado, where today the Forum for Women in Development, Democracy and Justice, in conjunction with the Uraia Trust, have organized the forum for public participation, and especially people here will go through a number of processes that are in the budget making processes, and of course also understanding how the county spends the money. We are at the ACK Resource Center here in Kajiado, and I'm joined by one of the participants. So quickly, because it's actually chilly and drizzly here in Kajiado, let's get more from one of the participants. Kindly tell us your name and what you so far have seen and what you aim to achieve in this forum.
My name is Sophia Katampoi. I come from Ololu Ward in Kajiado North. I'm here to learn more about the role of women in public participation as young leaders. I recently founded an organization called Kajiado Women Politicians. This is because I was vying for MCA in Ololu 2017. Unfortunately, I didn't make it, but I learned so many things, and I want to see how I can encourage my fellow women to get active in politics, because you would be surprised that since devolution in 2013, Kajiado County has not elected a single woman MCA to the county assembly. So I'm hoping that as we push for agenda to bring women together and seek the support of men, that we will be able to get some of the first women MCAs, and I'm praying to God that I will make it in 2022.
Thank you so much. I'm also joined by, kindly tell us your name and what you have achieved in this forum.
I'm Jasmine Nasha Kutotoi. I'm a civic educator from Forum for Women. Leo tuko hapa kwa sababu ya public participation, na nimefurahia sana kwa maana hapa wanawake wametambulika, na tumefurahia kupata hiyo elimu na kupeleka pia huko mashinani ili waweze kuelimika na kupata nafasi zao, na pia watu disability waweze kujua haki zao na kupata nafasi zao kwenye kazi.
Thank you very much. I'm also joined by the Forum for Women in Development, Democracy and Justice Director Nancy Sitima. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are here today to sensitize the residents of Kajiado town on the issues of public participation, amongst on issues on how to engage the budget process, the budget cycle, so that the citizens can be able to interrogate and scrutinize the budgets that are passed by their leaders, so that we can ensure that development comes closer to the people. Because you realize that if we don't take charge and take ownership of this process, many of the citizens complain that being left out. But we also realize it is also the responsibilities of us as citizens to ensure that we come to these participation forums and events to ensure that our voices are heard, particularly issues of women, the youth, and people living with disabilities are really clearly coming out in this event.
Indeed, earlier on we were speaking to Johnson Osoi, the Speaker of this great county, and he talked about women should seize power, and especially here in Kajiado. Kindly.
Yes, our Honorable Speaker joined us today and really sensitized the women to take charge and authority of the Constitution. It has given them the mandate and also given them the power to be able to take different positions, elective and also nominated, to be able to chart the direction and the focus of development in this county. And the women that were here really were very happy about that a call that we should be taking action on issues that pertain to the women's issues, and also girl issues in this county also came out clearly that they have also been left behind in the issues of education and literacy. So it is a call to action to all the women and also the other marginalized populations to be able to take charge through the public participation tool that we have been given in the Constitution.
The other one was in Ngong. Now you're in Kajiado. Are you planning for more civic education, and especially in the budget making process, to make people know exactly what they should be rooting for? Because if you don't voice your concern, they cannot be factored in the budget.
Yes, this is our fourth session that we have been able to do in this county, and we are very happy that this forum has been able to take place, and we thank Uraia Trust and Forum for Women for engaging the population to be able to take part in these forums.
Indeed. Yes. Thank you so much, Betty Kiptum. As you can see, women are well represented, and I can tell you inside the hall, actually a lot of men have also come in to give a boost to this public participation and also to give a boost to women empowerment. And as you can see, it's sunny and also drizzling, so I'll take you back to studio. We'll be coming to you with more in our subsequent bulletin. Back to you, Betty.
Very much, Ben Troy. They're coming to us from Kajiado County. Of course, very important goings on there, women empowerment, to ensure that they participate in the budget making process. And of course, those women saying that since there has been no elected MCA or member of county assembly in that county since devolution started, they are looking to be the first and chart the way. We move on to other news, where women from pastoralist communities have been urged to be bold and fight for their space by making their voices heard in discussions on crucial issues affecting their localities. Samburu Women Trust Executive Director Jane Meriwas says women must come out of their shells and claim a stake in leadership, including seeking appointments as local administrators. On her part, Defenders Coalition Country Director Kamau Ngugi challenged women to boldly seek elective positions, including top seats in governance. They were speaking at Ngare Mara in Isiolo County during an event to celebrate rural women.
Mujipeleke kama ni interview, hata kama hujaitwa, enda ukae hapo chini. Waambie county commission hata mimi niko hapa. Hakuna mtu atakuita kuja kupatia hiyo nafasi. Hizo nafasi inakuanga imetengwa ya kupatia wazee. Si ni ukweli? Kwa hivyo pia ni jukumu letu tukiwa wamama kupigania hizo nafasi. Haiwezi kukujia nyumbani.
Kwa hivyo siku hizi wacheni yale mlikuwa tunaambiwa kitambo za kufinyiria wamama hawezi kuwa viongozi, hapana. Sasa angalia, tuko na watu ambao tunaweza peana mfano. Wanatuongoza vizuri, tunaona maendeleo kwa sababu ya hawa mama. Sasa situongezee hawa ili wawe na nguvu.
Now, Kitui women leaders have opposed the Building Bridges Initiative proposal to scrap women rep position and expand the Senate. They say the move will jeopardize women empowerment in the country, undermine the national government affirmative action fund that has financially enabled thousands of vulnerable women.
Women representatives are divided over the scrapping of the women representative position in the country as proposed by the Building Bridges Initiative. They say the move is discriminatory.
As the women of this country, we are ready to support this process of having a new constitution. But what we are saying is that as you go to the Senate, we had the National Government Affirmative Fund, National Government Affirmative Fund, GAF, which we did a lot of work. It is through that fund I'm able to have these girls here today. It's through that fund that I'm able to have these girls today.
Kitui Woman MP Dr. Irene Kasalo spoke at the Muslim secondary school grounds in Kitui Town during an event to mentor school-going girls on the effects of teenage pregnancies. They said the gains of the 2010 constitution, which anchored the women rep seat, will go down the drain if the position is scrapped, and called for consensus ahead of the adoption of the final BBI report to sustain the affirmative action kitty.
BBI is not cast on a stone. I know that you're able to have amendments, and some of them we want that even as the 47 women that go to the Senate, that we are able to have funds that enable us to work for these girls, that enable us to work for women.
The lawmaker also revealed that her office, through the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, has extended full scholarship to more than 200 orphans to pursue diploma courses and express concerns about the future of such vulnerable children if the women rep seat is scrapped.
Fully sponsored. And I stand here today, I'm so worried because I don't know what will happen to those students. Because they depend on me, that I educate them. So even as we go to the Senate, we want to be empowered. We want the Senate to be strengthened so that we don't lose the gains of the Constitution of 2010.
Youth in Central Kenya region have been urged to be wary of leaders propagating divisive politics and focus on constructive analysis of Building Bridges Initiative report, which contains proposals favorable to their agenda. The call came as a section of youth in Kiambu County met to discuss the newly released report and pledged to drum up support for it at grassroots level.
Youths from Juja sub-county in Kiambu County have come out in support of the Building Bridges Initiative report, saying they are ready to popularize it by discussing its contents with their peers countrywide. Speaking after a consultative meeting with the Kiambu County advisor to the governor, Reverend David Kariuki, they said the proposal contained in the recently launched report will greatly benefit Kenyan youth. Reverend Kariuki urged youth to read the report and interpret it without the influence of politicians.
Dio BBI imekuja kuwapatia mawazo ya venye wanaweza kujimudu katika maisha. Na nataka kuambia vijana, tusikue radicalized in whichever way. Tunataka kukua constructive katika mawazo zetu. Mtu yeyote yule ambaye amesomea kosi yoyote, aanze kufikiria ataanza kuifanyisha hiyo kozi yake kazi namna gani.
He at the same time urged politicians to unite and engage in sober debates over the BBI report.
Hakuna mtu ambaye amekosea. Economy imekuwa mbaya na corruption imekuwa mbaya sana katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Tusaidie huo muungano na tushikilie BBI ili ipite. Kila mtu aanze kuangalia ni kitu gani ambacho anaweza kufanya kwa mikono yake, lakini sio kutegemeshwa katika vitu ambavyo havitasaidia, vitu ambavyo vimepitwa na wakati havitaweza kutusaidia.
Suleiman Yeri, Channel 1 News.
A non-governmental organization is set to conduct a massive upgrade of the antiretroviral dispensing tool in a bid to ensure uninterrupted supply of antiretroviral drugs to HIV patients in the country. Speaking at the sidelines of a 3-day training of trainers of trainers at Zetech University in Ruiru Clinton Health Access Initiative, Country Director Gerald Macharia says the upgrade is meant to digitize the tool, after which it will be rolled out to all health facilities across the country.
Clinton Health Access Initiative, CHAI, a global organization that has been in the country for the last 15 years, has injected 200 million shillings in the system upgrade of antiretroviral dispensing tool, ADT. Speaking at Zetech University in Ruiru, CHAI Country Director Gerald Macharia said upon digitization of the system, health facilities will be able to dispense antiretroviral drugs to patients in a timely manner.
1.2 million HIV positive clients out there who need medicine. This system enables the health facilities to dispense that medicine in a timely manner to make sure that stocks are available, to make sure that they don't stock out of the medicine.
The organization will also partner with higher learning institutions, including Zetech University, to ensure sustainability of the program technology-wise. Zetech Vice Chancellor Professor Njega Munene is optimistic the partnership will give students an opportunity to contribute to the success of the innovation.
The lecturers who are involved in this initiative, they will become the trainers of our students. They will be the ones who will be involved in data collection. And once they know how to pick data and analyze it, then they become very useful to us as an organization.
Let's do the business now. Hospitality industry service providers are being encouraged to diversify their product offer to increase Kenya's tourism portfolio and attract more tourists. Tourism and Wildlife Chief Administrative Secretary Joseph Boynet says the tourism industry has to be creative to attract international tourists during this COVID-19 period, highlighted by reduced international tourist arrivals.
Kenya received apparently 14,049 tourists in August, a month after it opened its skies to international flights, compared to 159,804 the same period last year. Of these, only 3,685 of the tourist arrivals were on holiday. To tap into the international market, tourism stakeholders have been urged to increase the country's visibility by offering an assortment of tourism products. Tourism and Wildlife Chief Administrative Secretary Joseph Boynet believes Kenya has much more to offer apart from popular coastal beaches.
We all know that the coast region forms one of the critical pillars of Kenya tourism, and therefore we must all support the efforts of folks at the coast.
We have a wonderful, wonderful bunch of 8 brands that will now position this product that we call the coast and the experiences at the coast at another level.
Security has been enhanced in key travel destinations, including the coast, in a turnaround branding strategy to lure more international tourists post-COVID-19.
So together with investors, government, KCTA, the partnership, really where can we go wrong?
Kenya Coast Working Group says the rebranding strategy will also see new products such as culture and local cuisine showcased alongside the popular beach and safari tourist products.
I've worked very closely with KTB, the marketing arm of the country, and they've given us, a lot of support. They've given us things that we had not thought about, and they've made us focus on what we should be doing and how we should be doing it.
The Kenya Coast Tourism brand seeks to highlight tourist sites in Mombasa, Lamu, Malindi, Watamu, Diani, Savo and Tana River. Benson Rioba reporting for Channel 1 Business.
Kiambu Governor James Nyoro has urged private investors to embrace private-public partnerships aimed at improving and bettering infrastructure and sewerage systems in the area. Nyoro said that given that the government cannot be able to promptly improve roads, partnerships can go a long way in attracting customers to developments. Here are the details of these and others in our business roundup. Majority of urban dwellers in Nairobi live in very basic dwellings without comprehensive lifestyle amenities, reliable water and power supply. To bridge this gap, Kiambu Governor Dr. James Nyoro is calling on housing developers to forge partnerships with county governments and state agencies in deals that would avail such amenities and help the country reduce the existing housing deficit.
Come up with a model where we'll have a private investor coming in and sharing with us so that the infrastructure coming into this place can be developed. That way we'll be able to look at the people who will deserve for basic necessities, but at the same time make sure that you do not leave wherever you left to come here and be passing through the mud, living in a place where security is not good, or water is not available, or there is no sewer.
Water drainage, because once the waste goes to the biodigester, we have to treat it. Once we treat it, we have to take it through the stormwater drainage all the way to the river. So Kiambu County has been very, very helpful with approvals, and of course we've also, for lack of a better word, tumerudisha mkono through employment. We have over 1,000 people who have benefited through jobs at the Alma. We work very closely with the locals, and not just jobs, also skills transfer.
Still on housing, developers in Nanyuki have been urged to ensure they offer proper sanitation to their customers. Laikipia County officials are calling on those venturing into the real estate to work with the county planning officers and the Nanyuki Water and Sewerage Company, noting some houses are inhabitable due to lack of basic amenities.
And as we move to the future, if it becomes necessary, then you will have to improve the sewer available for this whole area and the water available. Otherwise, you end up creating slums.
Hiyo maktaba tumesign ni ya kuweka sewerage, so watakuwa na mazingira safi. Na ukiwa na mazingira safi pia afya inakuwa bora.
Elsewhere, tea farmers affiliated to Ogembo Tea Factory in Kisii County have protested some deductions on their bonus. The farmers claim the management of the factory had failed to explain the deductions on the bonus and accused the factory's directors of exploiting them.
Mwaka ujao hata kama serikali itafungua mashule, hatujui vile tutapeleka watoto wetu mashule. Wameenda, wamekata pesa zetu zote.
Miguu imeisha. Tuko na ile ugonjwa ya arthritis juu ya chai. Kwa hivyo tunalilia serikali itusaidie, rais wetu angalau tusaidie mkulima apate kilio chake.
Across borders now, plans for Japan's first homegrown passenger plane in more than 5 decades have been frozen as the airline industry suffers from a deep drop in demand. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the company behind the new space jet, is cutting its budget for the project. Details of these and others in our international business roundup.
Long delayed, the Mitsubishi SpaceJet has missed 6 delivery deadlines going back to 2013. Test flights in the US were suspended this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries says it will freeze development of its SpaceJet regional jet to bolster other parts of its business. This is after the company posted a 62.5% fall in its second quarter operating profit. The SpaceJet project suspension is expected to help the company lower cost by £900 million. The decision to cut back on funding was prompted by the downturn in the airline industry brought on by coronavirus travel curbs. Elsewhere, the Seoul Metropolitan Government has announced it will add another 40 hectares of farmland in the urban areas of the city by the year 2024, aiming to make Seoul in South Korea a greener place while helping create jobs and enabling people to grow their own food. South Korea's bustling capital Seoul already boasts about 200 hectares of urban farmland stretched across rooftops as well as vertically down building walls. The local government plans to invest more than $216 million to expand urban farms and take farming skills. The plan offers many benefits, from providing better insulation, cutting carbon emissions, helping people grow the food they eat, and cultivating a more environmental friendly metropolis. Finally, the U.S. economy showed signs of recovery in the third quarter after taking a battering in the spring brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, as the Commerce Department announced that it grew at an annualized rate of 33.1%. Despite the positive news coming from the Commerce Department, the recovery is far from complete as the pandemic continues to worsen across the U.S. with a surge in confirmed COVID-19 cases and the difficulty in delivering relief measures, corporate bankruptcy, and permanent unemployment increases. The momentum of the U.S. economy is weakening. Economists have predicted that it will take at least 2 to 3 years for the U.S. economy and employment to return to the levels before the COVID-19 outbreak.
Now, a 200-meter boardwalk to a seafood picnic site at the Mida Creek in Kilifi County is a tourist gem. The creek is being used to highlight conservation and education on birding and fishing to those visiting, as Irene Muchuma Odim highlights on today's episode of Magical Scenes.
A breathtaking sunrise cruise to the Mida Creek from the mainland in Watamu, Kilifi County, leads you to beautiful views amid a calm ocean. During this time of the day, the tides are usually low, and this could just be one of the most peaceful Indian Ocean cruise. The 42-kilometer creek has wide, healthy beds of seagrass and awesome coral, home to several species of fish, birds and sea turtles. But there is more to this tourist site to behold. A 200-meter boardwalk to seafood picnic site is rare in style. This is a stopover for several migratory birds and an essential protected area for their survival.
Katika uhifadhi tunajihusisha sana na upanzi wa mikoko. Tunajihusisha hivyo na kuelimisha jamii kuhusu mbinu badala za maisha, tukitegemea hii rasilimali ya mkoko ama ya bahari. Hivyo tunajihusisha na mambo ya usafishaji wa fuo za bahari kama beach huko kwa Indian Ocean na pia kwa creek.
It National Museums as a department of herbarium that deals with plants. It has been researching a lot on coastal plants and also on marine animals in this region. And National Museums as a project that we are implementing with the local community here at Mida. And this project has a number of components, and one of them is climate change mitigations.
If you are lucky, you would spot a flamingo. This rural wooden stilt hut on a boardwalk is a picnic site. It has magical panoramic views of the mangrove forest and the creek. The Eco Initiative promotes conservation studies to locals and visitors. Nevertheless, as the saying goes, if more of us valued food and cheer and sing above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world. How about you have a taste of the seafood at the creek, including samosas, whose key ingredient is crabs. Irene Mchuma Odim, Magical Scenes in the county of Kilifi.
Let's do the sports news now. Kenya Under-20 national team coach Stanley Okumbi has named the squad for the upcoming Sekafa Under-20 championships to be played between November 22nd and December 6th this year in Tanzania. The team largely features players who featured for the Kenya Under-17 team at the 2019 Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations qualifiers and the Union of North African Federations Under-17 tournament in Egypt in 2019. Among them are Maxwell Mulili, Bixente Otieno, Boniface Mwangemi, Alphonse Omija, Nicholas Omondi, Keith Imbali, Telvin Maina and Arnold Onyango. Chapadimba na Safaricom hotshots Enoch Wanyama and Benson Omala have also been included in the team. The Rising Stars have been pooled in Group C of the tournament alongside Ethiopia and Sudan. Group A is comprised of hosts Tanzania, Rwanda, Somalia and Djibouti, while Group B will have Burundi, Eritrea, South Sudan and Uganda. Internationally, Arsenal's squad players impressed head coach Mikel Arteta as they eventually broke Dundal's resistance to win 3-0 in their Europa League group game at Emirates Stadium. Meanwhile, Leicester City beat AEK Athens 2-1, while AC Milan hammered Sparta Prague 3-0. Tottenham Hotspur lost 1-0 to Royal Antwerp. Dan.
He's not going to miss for the second time. He makes sure he gets good contact. Rodgers, he's got to get a clear punch onto it and then gets his right foot on it. But that punch, it's got to be bigger.
Hey, looking to bend one into the corner. Still an opportunity.
Just bounces out to him, really good light tight touch with his lid Willock in that instance, but it came to Willock in the instance on the deflection. Brilliantly, you know, he's just, the keeper's got no chance. Top being he.
Trying to find Pepe hit.
It just comes to him there. It's this little roll here. Rolls it in front of him, just takes it away. Pepe on the edge. And he just takes that little roll there, just takes it away from. I thought his boss would be a little bit more happier.
With the got Rafailov up alongside. Sanchez taken out of it. Rafailov fires Royal Antwerp into a glitzy lead against the Spurs superstars, from whom it was a gift.
Yeah, it was a gift. It's one of those that's kind of been coming, you know, you have to say.
Offside against Castillejo. It's to be played in by Ibrahimovic. It's Brahim Diaz. All that's a little stroke of luck. He wouldn't have intended to put it straight at the keeper. Now look at that.
On that sporty note, we bring Channel 1 Lunchtime News to an end. Thank you very much for keeping us company. My name is Betty Kiptum and Simon Karotha has been my colleague on the sign language interpretation. Do have yourself a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.